What if I told you there's a car out there that can go from 0 to 200 kilometers per hour in just 7 seconds? That's not a typo. The Mercedes-AMG 1 is rewriting the rules of what's possible on 4 wheels, and we're here to break it all down for you. This isn't just another hypercar, you know what I'm saying? The AMG 1 is like Formula 1 tech wrapped up in a road legal package. It's got a 1.6-liter V6 turbo engine, but don't let that small number fool you. With 4 electric motors helping out, this beast pumps out a mind-blowing 1,063 horsepower. But that's not even the craziest part. This car can rev up to 11,000 revolutions per minute, just like an F1 car. And get this, it's got an electric turbocharger that basically eliminates lag. That's why it can hit those insane acceleration numbers. The AMG 1 isn't just fast, it's changing everything we thought we knew about hypercars. Remember that electric turbocharger I mentioned? That's another piece of F1 tech that Mercedes has somehow made street legal. This thing spins up to 100,000 revolutions per minute before the exhaust gases even kick in. That's why there's basically zero turbo lag. You put your foot down and boom, all that power is right there, ready to go. But wait, there's more. Those 4 electric motors aren't just there for show. 2 of them are on the front axle, and they're doing some pretty cool stuff. Not only do they add more power, but they also help with something called torque vectoring. That's a fancy way of saying they help the car corner like it's on rails. You turn the wheel, and this thing just grips and goes exactly where you want it to. Now, let's talk about the battery for a second. This isn't your average hybrid setup. The AMG 1 is rocking an 800-volt system. That's some serious juice. It's designed to be super compact, but still deliver a ton of power. We're talking over 400 kilowatt of output. And get this, even with all that performance, you can still drive this thing for about 11 miles on pure electric power. That's pretty impressive for a hypercar, you know what I'm saying? But here's the real kicker. All of this technology, all of these advanced systems, they're not just there to make the car fast in a straight line. They work together to create a driving experience that's unlike anything else on the road. The AMG 1 isn't just about raw power or top speed. It's about bringing the precision and responsiveness of a Formula 1 car to the street. And that's why it's changing the game for hypercars. It's not just pushing the limits, it's completely redefining them. You might think all that power is impressive, but what good is it if you can't keep the car on the road, right? That's where the AMG 1's design really shines. It's not just about looking good. Every curve and angle on this beast has a purpose. Let's start with the basics. The AMG 1 is built on a carbon fiber monocoque. That's a fancy way of saying the whole body is basically one big, super strong, lightweight piece. This isn't just for show, it makes the car incredibly rigid and stable, even when you're pushing it to the limit. But here's where things get really wild. The AMG 1 has what they call active aerodynamics. You know how some cars have a little spoiler that pops up when you hit high speeds? Well, this thing takes that idea and cranks it up to 11. It's got movable slats in the front wheelhouses and a 2-part extendable rear wing. These aren't just for looks. They're constantly adjusting to give you the perfect balance of downforce and stability. And get this, the car can change its aerodynamics based on what you're doing. If you're on the track, it'll increase the downforce to keep you glued to the road. But if you're going for top speed, it'll close up some of those louvers to cut through the air more easily. It's like having a car that can shapeshift to match your driving style. Now, let's talk about that rear wing for a second. It's not just any old spoiler. It's a mix between a retractable blade and an adjustable flap. That means it can fine-tune its position to give you exactly the right amount of downforce at any speed. And you know what's really cool? This car starts generating downforce at just 31 miles per hour. That's like normal city driving speeds. Most cars don't even think about downforce until you're going way faster. And let's not forget about the suspension. The AMG 1 uses what's called a pushrod system. This isn't your average car suspension. It's the kind of setup you usually see in race cars. It helps the car handle better and reduces body roll when you're taking those tight corners at high speeds. All of this tech working together is what makes the AMG 1 so special. It's not just about raw power or top speed. It's about how all these systems work together to create a car that's fast, stable, and responsive in a way that most people have never experienced before. Now you might be thinking, Alright, this car is insanely fast, but what's it like to actually sit in one? Well, let me tell you, stepping into the AMG One's cockpit is like entering a whole different world. It's not your typical luxury car interior, that's for sure. The first thing you'll notice is the steering wheel. It's not just any steering wheel, it's straight out of a Formula One car. You've got all these knobs and buttons right at your fingertips. But here's where things get really interesting. The seats in this thing, they're not just bolted to the floor like in your average car. Nope, they're actually part of the car's structure. Mercedes calls it a fixed racing seat pan that merges with the footwell. It's all one piece, designed to keep you locked in place when you're pushing this beast to its limits. Now you might be thinking, that doesn't sound very comfortable. And you'd be right. This isn't a car built for long road trips. The interior is all about function over form. It's minimalist, to say the least. There's no fancy wood trim or plush leather here. Everything you see is there for a reason, and that reason is performance. But here's the thing, not everyone's a fan of this setup. Some drivers have said the seat doesn't give enough support, and that the whole interior is deafeningly loud for a road car. One cool feature, though, is the pedal box. You can adjust it in 11 different steps. That means no matter how tall or short you are, you can find the perfect driving position. It's like the car is customizing itself to fit you. And get this, there's no rear view mirror. Instead, you've got something called a mirror cam. It's a camera that shows you what's behind you in real time. Why? Because that massive rear wing blocks your view out the back. It's another example of how every part of this car is designed with performance in mind. So, how does all this compare to other hypercars? Well, it's in a league of its own, really. Most hypercars try to balance luxury with performance. They'll throw in some fancy leather seats or a high-end sound system. But the AMG One, it's all business. Now you might be thinking, this car sounds incredible, but can I actually get my hands on one? Well, let me tell you, the AMG One isn't just exclusive. It's in a whole different league of rarity. Mercedes decided to make only 275 of these beasts. That's it, just 275 in the entire world. And you know what? They're all sold out already. Yep, every single one. So if you were hoping to snag one, I've got some bad news for you. But here's the real kicker. Even if you had managed to get on that exclusive list, you'd need to shell out a cool $2.7 million. That's right, $2.7 million for a car. You could buy a whole fleet of supercars for that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? Now you might be thinking, okay, but at least I could see one on the streets, right? Well, not if you're in the US. See, the AMG One isn't street legal here. Mercedes couldn't meet the strict road standards without messing up the car's performance. So, if you're in America, your chances of spotting one of these in the wild are pretty much zero. But let's say you're one of those lucky 275 owners. What's it actually like to live with this thing? Well, it's not your average daily driver, that's for sure. The AMG One comes with a bunch of different driving programs. You've got Race Safe, Race, EV, Race Plus, Strat 2, and Individual. Each one tweaks the car's performance and dynamics. And get this, there's a mode called Strat 2 that's basically like unlocking a cheat code in a video game. It cranks up all the motors to full power, just like the qualifying mode in an F1 car. That's when you get to experience the full potential of this beast on the track. But owning an AMG One isn't all sunshine and rainbows. Sure, you get unmatched performance and the kind of exclusivity that makes other hypercar owners jealous. But there are some downsides too. For one, it's loud. And I don't mean sports car loud, I mean wake up the entire neighborhood loud. Plus, that race-inspired driving position we talked about earlier, it's not exactly comfortable for long trips. And here's something you don't hear about often. Some of the early models had some issues with performance. Mercedes calls the AMG One a technical showcase, which is a fancy way of saying they're pushing the limits of what's possible. But sometimes, when you're on the cutting edge, things don't always work perfectly right away. So, is the AMG One worth it? Well, that depends on what you're looking for. If you want the closest thing to an F1 car that you can legally own, and you've got a few $1,000,000 burning a hole in your pocket, then yeah, it might be. But if you're looking for something practical or comfortable, well, let's just say there are probably better options out there. You know how we keep saying the AMG One is changing the game? Well, it's not just hype. The point is, the AMG one shows what's possible. It's pushing other car makers to step up their game, and that's why it's going to leave a legacy. It's not just about being fast or exclusive, it's about showing the world what the future of hypercars could look like.